I like my new tracksuit.
Was that a question for me?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, it's nice. Oh. You need a shirt.
What's wrong with my chest pubes?
Nothing.
Some of them are gray now.
Yeah, I know.
They match.
Okay.
That's why I'm wearing it.
Okay.
And I'm going to be like the tracksuit guy now.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to do. Like, all I'm going to wear is tracksuits. So whenever I go out in public, I'm going to be in a different tracksuit.
Okay.
I'll be a legend in this town in a short amount of time. There's nobody around.
You don't ever leave the house.
But when I do, I'll be in a tracksuit, and they'll be like, oh my God, the dude's wearing weird tracksuits again.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, how was your week? Welcome back.
You're saying welcome back to me?
Everyone that
yeah.
was watching.
I've been here.
We got another subscriber. We're up to 88 now.
Nice.
I forgot to tell you that.
Awesome.
Pretty cool, huh?
Wonder who it was. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. I used to have the email that shows, like, if they mark it, that they let you know. Yeah. Yeah. You want to get into the subjects, or do you want to talk about your week?
No, my week was hell. I'm good.
Okay.
Let's talk about other shit.
First subject is, I feel like I'm a talk show host.
Oh, we did download the Jeopardy game. That was fun.
Yeah, that was cool on the Switch or whatever.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch that we have on the TV now. I am sweating like a pig.
I told you.
See it?
I tried to tell you.
Oh, it is hot in here.
It is.
We can't turn on the fan because I think it would cause too much problems.
Much noise.
But anyway, a woman gave birth to 3 children whose DNA didn't match her own. Despite being monitored while giving birth, she was charged with benefits fraud until it was discovered she carried 2 complete and different sets of DNA.
So, I'm really curious how that happens. How can you carry 2 different sets of DNA?
I know twins carry the same.
Identical twins have the exact same DNA. So
they could be one could be a serial killer and fuck the other one over.
Right. Or when it comes to children, if somebody did a DNA test, it could show up that this person's your parent, but it's not. It's the twin. 2
identical twins bang the same chick.
No. Oh yeah, she wouldn't know. She wouldn't know which one.
Oh.
Because it would be the same DNA.
She'd have to pick which one made more money to be the
but if male identical twins marry female identical twins and they have children, the children are siblings.
Wait, say that again.
If male identical twins marry and have children with female identical twins, all of the children are siblings. Genetically.
Is that technically a form of inbreeding?
No.
Oh, okay, wait.
No. Identical twins have the... Yes. Think about it.
Oh, okay. I was going weird with it. Sorry.
What the fuck?
I don't know. You were talking... Slow it down a little bit. It's hot.
I was slowing it down.
My brain is on fire right now.
I told you not to wear that.
I know. It looks good, so I'm going to have to put up with it.
Please stop doing that.
I showered today. Does that smell good?
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's noisy. This is...
Oh. God.
I got lots of rest today, but it wasn't enough.
Not enough to deal with me.
No.
In my sexy suit.
No.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't know how one person could have 2 different sets of DNA. I wish I'd had more time.
Is that something recessive genes kind of thing?
No.
I mean...
No. That would mean she would have, instead of having... No. That's not what it's... No. Stop! You don't have to just keep saying fucking insane words. Stop. You can stop for a second.
I was going to when I was going to take a drink.
Oh my God.
Mark, say, go. Talk.
Okay,
talk
no. Fuck, I cannot. No, it didn't say she had 2 sets of organs.
I'm
It
trying
said
to figure
she
out.
has 2 complete different sets of DNA, which
How?
means
She's a mutant.
no. Well, yeah, but it would mean instead of the typical number of chromosomes, which is what, 46?
Yep, that's the number.
You don't know.
47's
23 or
47's
46?
Down syndrome, isn't it?
No, that's a.
And that chromosome's an extra chromosome, isn't it?
Is it an extra?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay, anyways. So instead of 46, she would have what?
80.
92.
No. Damn. I wonder how we should have, like, that's crazy. But despite being monitored while giving birth, so she must have, like,
So they watched
Try.
her give birth and they still said, that's not your child. How the fuck did she do that?
well, remember that old story, like, when that lady was shoving, in the dark ages, not dark ages, but middle ages, she
Right,
was
the
putting
bunnies,
rabbits.
yeah. But that's not
Up her
okay, but
on
they
the-
watched her give birth. There are things that are attached to the baby and are attached to the inside of the mother. Attached. They have to detach to come out. You can't fake that. You can't fake that.
No. you
So
can't. I don't know.
I wonder where this happened.
And I mean, if it was, I don't want to say when, because this was definitely at a time when insurance was a thing.
Right. But I wonder where. Like,
That's got to be some, like,
I don't know. That's weird. I still don't know how that happens, but I'm curious.
it probably happened in a place like East Berlin.
Stop. I thought you weren't going to do that anymore.
I was transitioning
I know. I thought you weren't going to do that
into,
anymore.
or segueing.
I thought you weren't going to do that anymore.
Well, how else am I supposed to bring up the subjects? Just be like, next subject.
Yeah.
East Berlin soldier jumps over wire.
Okay. Can you?
Okay. His name was Konrad Schumann. He was the subject of the famous photo of a soldier escaping communist East Berlin to the capitalist West. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but we grew up in a time when there was a Cold War. And he was like, his photograph jumping over the barbed wire.
Cold War is not. That's not what
It
it's.
was. It was. This was the 80s.
Understood.
It's Cold War. East and West Berlin.
No.
It was.
No.
That's the Cold War. What was that then?
The Cold War was between us and them, and the threat of nuclear war had nothing to do with East and West Berlin. That was
Everything. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that
okay,
wall.
Okay, but that was. Never mind.
East and West Berlin.
I know. I'm aware.
The West was
I'm aware.
communist. They enjoyed not having stuff on their shelves.
You just got that from that spy show we watched.
I did a lot of studying. I knew history.
You completely got that part that you just said
What?
from the Americans.
What? It was known that communist Russia was, people were starving.
You completely just took that from that
People
fucking
were
show.
starving.
You're smiling so wrong.
It's not wrong, though. It's not wrong.
You're stealing shit.
It's not wrong, though. If I'm remembering history right.
That was a good show.
It was. Remember what it was called?
The Americans. I just said it.
Thank you.
Twice now. You don't listen to me, ever. Ever.
I am listening.
No, you're
but
not.
you're making...
Continue.
Anyway, this guy, Konrad, who did the right thing on our side, ended up visiting his family in the former East Germany after the fall of the Berlin Wall. And guess what? They rejected him, considered him a traitor, and he committed suicide several years later.
It's very sad.
That is. I wonder what kind of life he had after he jumped over the wire, though. I mean, was it worth it? Apparently not.
I mean, he was a soldier.
Yeah.
Like, so did he not, like, help them to be, like, to gain freedom?
Well, I mean, do you remember the history of kind of how it happened? I mean...
Of what? Him? No. I
East
don't
and
know.
West Berlin, like, all of a sudden, these guys were like, yeah, we are, communist fucking West because we allowed Russia to take over and win, technically, World War II, where Patton could have rolled in and done it. And that's why Russia was, that's why they're was the whole conspiracy theory over Hitler's remains because it was Russia that rolled into Berlin and not the Americans.
Okay.
When he committed suicide, and they split Berlin in half during the talks.
Okay.
And then Russia went, "Oh, fuck you," when the Cold War started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
That was the whole thing in a nutshell.
Okay.
Like a busted nutshell.
Well, that's really sad for him.
It is. Sucks, Konrad, to you, buddy. Konrad the Comrade.
Oh, God. Curious that you turned that into the right thing for us, because that really had nothing. The U.S. always makes it about us and it's our business, but that was about
winning.
The Germans and them being free, like not.
Well, they shouldn't have. Don't start
doesn't
no
have
shit.
anything
There
to
won't
do
be
with
no
us.
shit. But Germany was those people that they. I mean, they. I don't know how politics works. I'm just a soldier. I was a pawn.
Right, but what I'm saying
Mongo
is
just
that has
pawned
everything
it.
to do with just the
Mongo.
German people. It has nothing to do with us. We didn't live there. It didn't matter to us.
Mongo just pawned in Game of Life.
Okay.
It's from Blazing
Continue.
Saddles.
What's next?
I get it, babe. But where we go, we don't leave. That's the American way. Ooh, my next subject, this is one I want to talk about this one. It is estimated that 100,000 Japanese disappear without a trace every year. Excuse me. Many to save their honor after a divorce, job loss, failing an exam, or debt.
So there's the place in Japan. It's the suicide forest. I don't know the actual name in Japanese because I don't speak Japanese. But
can I give it a shot?
No, you cannot because you're just going to make some shit up. So no.
I bet I can get close.
And so I had never heard of this place. And then there was a YouTuber guy that wasn't like, the kids knew him. I had no idea who he was at the time. But everybody knows who he is now. It was one of the Paul brothers. I think it was Jake Paul.
Okay.
Posted a video about, like, he was there. He was in this suicide forest in Japan. And he showed a or several bodies. One specifically that I remember was hanging from a tree. He got into big trouble. Like, nearly canceled. Big trouble.
I'm kind of upset that the forest didn't take him.
Well,
I think the world would have been a better place.
I'm not going to say that, but it was very disrespectful. But so
you missed your chance,
like,
Japanese forest.
There's always, like, I always hear things like from Asian American people talking about the pressure that their parents place on them to become like a lawyer or a doctor or whatever. That's just really sad. That's really sad.
I think that would make for, like,
I mean, it's great population control, I guess, right, but damn.
No, just like, that would be, if you were a serial killer and you knew that.
Oh, yeah.
That would be, you would just be.
You're really disturbing me with all this serial killer talk lately. You've been doing a lot of that.
I've been watching a lot of ID channel.
Okay, well, I need you to stop because you're freaking me out.
Okay, well, if we ever move to Japan, then start getting worried.
Well, we're not going to do that.
Because it'd be too easy to pick them off.
We're on camera, so if anything ever happens to me, people are going to look at you.
I would be the first they would look at anyway. I watch ID channel. You're married. You work from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's very sad that there's that much pressure on people.
Failing an exam?
Yeah. Children. Like,
that's what I was wondering. Like, how far does that go down? Like, like a 6-year-old kid just fucking finding a river and going, what's the dive called where you put your hands behind your, it's a dive, but you do it without your hands in front of you.
Isn't that a swan dive?
No. You put your hands to your side and you dive like this, and it's like head first, and no hands. Like some type of melon dive or something. It's like a melon dive.
Okay.
Yeah, and then because you can crack your fucking head wide open.
Can we not do details? It's just.
Well, that's why they call it a melon dive.
Okay, for the
Go
eighth
finish.
time, understood. Okay, I don't
Or
know.
debt.
That's just debt.
Japanese debt. Where does
How
that come
much
from?
debt? Like, I wonder what would be like. How much is too much?
I don't know.
Because like
And
they
it-
don't buy houses; they have like.
apartments because they built this
Apartments,
smaller,
right,
yeah,
and they
small
build
island
up.
built up.
But like, I wonder how much debt is too much.
Maybe. Never mind. I was gonna start talking about the vending machines they have there that sell certain things in them,
Oh,
like women's panties. I don't know. I've never been to. Well, I've been to Japan once.
it's like the red box of OnlyFans. That's funny.
I wouldn't trust them. I would never buy panties out of a vending machine.
No, that would
Ever.
be disturbingly good.
Yeah. Not unless it came with like a background.
That's a pretty picture.
Oh, that's that's Bolivia's largest prison.
Oh,
It's called
that's a prison?
I'm assuming it is because I got this picture off the internet and the internet cannot lie to me.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise we can see the internet and become millionaires.
No.
It's called San Pedro Prison and has a society within itself and no guards inside the walls. Inmates elect their leaders, make their laws, get jobs to pay for their cells rent, and even live with their families.
So their families can go to live with them in prison.
I guess if you're doing time long enough. But, I mean, that's not far off from, like, in certain American prisons, depending on how they have it set up in there.
I mean, there's always like
Not in the same way.
a structure that happens when
Yeah,
there's
always.
large groups of people.
Yeah, and
you
in
know.
prison it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. But every prison, not every prison, but most prisons are different. From what I hear, I've only been to jail a couple
I mean,
times.
I would assume, no, you're talking about jail. I'm talking about prison.
Yeah, that's what
Okay,
I'm talking about.
so
it's Bolivia's largest
in any
one.
prison, no matter the size, there's going to be like a hierarchy.
Yeah.
People are going to fall in line. That's the way it works. In animals and people, it always happens that way. There's always a top, like a leader, and then there's people fall in line and they do what they need to do to stay safe.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
Have you ever seen some of those Locked Up Abroad shows?
Yes.
It really makes you, like... think
Not
that-
want to travel.
Not only that, but you see nowadays, like, people making videos out of American prisons and, you know, they have all this food and all this other shit.
Right.
But then everyone's complaining about American prisons are so
Right.
bad. They're really not that fucking bad.
No.
Like, go to fucking the Philippines and piss on the sidewalk and see what happens.
I have very mixed feelings about the prison system because my instinct is to say they're in prison for a fucking reason. Take away some of their comforts so they learn a fucking lesson. But also, I'm a nurse. And there's a lot of things with healthcare inside prisons that are not good.
Yep.
Also, though, there are other things that they get more access to than some people outside of prison. My biggest issue with American prisons is mental health, because there are a lot of people with psychological issues, mental health issues locked up in prison that really don't need prison. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. They get locked up, they get medicated, they do well, they get out, they're not medicated anymore, they reoffend, they go back. It's a medication mental health problem.
They're not solved. It's like a cold. You're just trying to solve the
No, it's like
the runny nose and whatever, but you can't stop the cold.
No.
Kind of thing.
Cold is not the right example.
What I'm saying is they're not attacking the real problem.
Right, they're not getting continued long-term help. They're getting medicated just long enough for them to be, oh, okay, they're better now, send them out.
Yeah.
And then,
as far as American prisons go, I think the way people are put in there and for how long, that needs to
definitely be some
that
readjustment.
needs to be adjusted.
Yeah.
And then also, as far as the prison system goes, that certain ones can tighten up a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need to
agree.
be seeing videos of fucking dudes that have done some horrific shit making TikToks.
Right.
Okay, I don't need to be. They don't need to have that kind of freedom.
Yeah.
But also, some of those people don't need to be in there for the amount of time,
Right,
or any time at all.
right.
So, don't go to prison. It sucks.
I don't know, but
Wear tracksuits.
That
They
prison,
rule.
that Bolivian prison is very
It
pretty.
looks like a fucking farmer's market.
Or like a...
But I'm sure there's probably like rape and stuff going on.
Okay, maybe, but if you probably don't have your families come to live with you unless you're at the top of the hierarchy.
Right, yeah.
To where you know nobody's going to touch your
protect
fucking family.
Right. Because, I mean, I think they deal with pedos a little bit harsh.
Oh, I'm
more harsh
sure.
in
I'm
other
sure.
countries
Because,
than-
listen, they can have their families come. So if there's somebody that's... They're probably dead before they hit the street outside.
Before they take their first breath. Dead. Ooh, do you want to hear about something cool?
Sure.
Since April's behind us. There was a man that was so dedicated to April Fools, he flew hundreds of tires into a dormant volcano in Alaska and set them on fire. He ended up fooling the local populace and Coast Guard into thinking the volcano was active. And probably committed multiple fucking...
A felony. EPA.
Yeah. What a trickster, though. And he flew them. So, sorry. Was that in your mouth?
That stunk.
My bad.
Fucking gross.
Should I move the spit guard this way?
So that's like real dedication to an April Fool's joke.
That's a fucking millionaire with too much money and time on his fucking hands.
Yeah.
You had to fly him in. Okay, in order to get it into a dormant volcano, that means that's helicopter.
Yeah.
That means sling load. I used
But
to do sling
also,
load when I was in the Army.
where did he get all the tires? How did he set them on fire?
I mean, you can get tires from everywhere.
Yeah, but
The biggest thing is the helicopter and sling loading it up there.
he didn't have to put it in the volcano. He just had to put it up there and set it on fire, so it made it look like...
Yeah. So you can set it on the side of the mountain.
Yeah.
And then just gas it up.
I mean-
Crash the helicopter into it.
The Coast Guard went up to look and check it out because
Well,
they thought it was...
Well, it's Alaska. It's probably on the side of the coast. So
I'm saying that is a branch of the military.
Mhm.
So that's U.S. government spending money and effort into
my
checking
tax
this
dollars
out.
and your tax dollars.
And the entire, people in that location thought that they were about to die. Pompeii. It's fucking terrible.
I mean, Mount St. Helens. I wonder if this was after Mount St. Helens.
I don't know. It doesn't say what year,
It
huh?
doesn't. I bet we could probably look it up. It's probably something.
Oh, I'm
It had
sure.
to have made the
It
papers.
had, yeah.
But if that was after Mount St. Helens, yeah, I bet people's assholes were fucking.
Yeah.
People, and then just like other people just murdering their families. Like, I want you to go.
Oh, like,
out
what was
this."
what was that show? The Mist?
The Mist, yeah. When he fucking. That's such a tough ending.
Yeah.
A great one, though.
I mean, it makes
Stephen
me think.
King got something right then.
Yeah. He got a lot right.
Well, I mean, some
got
of
a
his
lot
books
right.
were really long.
He's had some controversial statements in the last 10 years or
Don't
so.
read Tommy Knocker's fucking book. Sucks dick.
I remember my dad reading that. It was like this thick.
It sucks. The whole movie is them digging up shit and then just weird things occasionally happening in town. And then all of a sudden you find out it's fucking aliens. Spoiler alert, Tommy Knockers, aliens. Nobody cares.
Oh.
It's fucking stupid.
I don't know. It's
It
too
was
big
a
of a book.
spaceship.
It was too
that
big of a
crashed.
book, and it had a very slow start. I wasn't interested.
All Stephen King's books have slow
No,
starts.
that's
Yes,
not true.
they do.
Cujo did not.
Yes, it did.
No,
it
it
took
didn't.
Cujo a while to fucking...
It wasn't a slow. It was an interesting read.
Dean Koontz was so much better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He was immediately in.
I have struggled to get through some, the few Stephen King books that I've read. I've struggled with, but Dean Koontz,
Dean Koontz, I go right through. I'll burn through his books.
Yep.
They're a little bit easier of a read,
Odd
but
Thomas, my favorite.
yeah,
I have all of them.
I know.
You only had a few. I bought the
I know.
rest.
Well, because I took mine from the deployments I was on.
Oh,
I find them at like the NWRs and wherever in Afghanistan.
We have the whole series now.
Yep. Odd Thomas. That's the recommend. Odd Thomas series. Dean Koontz.
Yep.
Final subject. How much time do we have? Did you even check?
No, I didn't, but we should be getting close.
Okay. Well, good. It's the last one. It is about Ford. Ford once created a vehicle made out of plant materials. It was Ford's 1941 biological car.
1941.
1941 was a good year. That was remember that Spielberg movie with had everyone in it. It was called 1941.
No, I don't.
Oh, it's a good movie. We should watch it.
So, okay, Ford, who has been
Henry.
Okay, who
he ended up selling trucks to Nazi Germany anyway.
And this is 1941 when Pearl Harbor happened, right at the start for us of World War II. He goes to create a biological car.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have any more materials because he was selling them to the Nazis.
Probably.
Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, it was made of soybean, wheat, hemp, flax, and Rami. Is it Rami or Rami? Ramie.
I don't. Rami?
Fibers. And a soy-based phenolic. Is that what that is? pH?
Phenolic.
I got it. Resin. The car weighed 1,000 pounds less than a steel car. Can you imagine hotboxing that motherfucker?
So it was a resin. It was a resin. No, it was a resin. Well, is resin flammable?
Yeah, smoke it.
No, not that kind of resin.
I don't smoke it.
Not that kind of resin, dumbass.
It said it was made of hemp. That's what happens.
God, no. You're not. Okay, resin. Like the clear stuff that you pour and it makes it hard. Oh, there we go.
Oh, like a sealer.
Yeah. That's how it had shape. That's how they sealed it. That's how they gave it its shape.
Yeah.
But the materials were plants.
Yeah.
Seeds, whatever, plants.
Yeah, it was compressed. It was like carbon fiber kind of shit.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I bet the chassis and everything that needed to be metal was metal.
I mean, it had to have.
It was only 1,000 pounds
It was just
lighter.
the body.
So yeah, you fucking smoke a cigarette in that thing and drop it, and the whole family dies.
Because I don't know.
Oh my God, we're burning alive!
I don't think resin is flammable like that.
I mean, it would be if there's gas in it. If it's a combustible engine, and then there's gas in that vehicle, and the whole fucking body is made out of hemp and fiber and whatever, that shit's flammable. It goes
not any worse than
it
fiberglass.
burns a lot quicker than iron or steel.
Okay, but not any worse than fiberglass or plastic.
I don't know about
like
that.
The cars are now.
I don't know about that. I think that would burn a lot higher, especially in 1941.
Okay, not every car that gets into an accident explodes. You're watching way too much fucking TV.
A lot of them did back then because they didn't have good safety standards.
Johnny, they did
Remember
not
the
just
Pintos? They had the gas tanks in the back, and the Simpsons made fun of it. Every time you tap the back, they would blow up. Gremlins, that's what it was. Gremlins, not Pintos.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I annoying you enough?
Just enough.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
You're automatically assuming that every time that car got on the road, it just blew up.
No, if they got into an accident.
No, it would not just
blow up. Or it may be if somebody was smoking cigarettes inside there and dropped them.
What?
It would burn. It would fall into the ground.
Okay. Which probably had carpet.
Ooh, that's even worse. Carpet?
Same thing as now. Don't tell me you've never dropped a cigarette in your car.
I think now our standards are a little bit higher as far as flame retardant materials inside of vehicles as opposed to back then where it probably just went right up.
No, it didn't.
It didn't?
How would any of us have survived because everybody smoked?
Well, we weren't around in 1941.
All of our grandparents.
They didn't all have cars, though.
That bullshit. Your grandparents didn't have cars?
They had one car. I was gonna say and one at the same time.
All of our grandparents had cars.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure all of them, or at least 3/4 of them.
But they didn't have biological fucking Fords. They had badass cars.
Okay.
My mom bought my dad a fucking
It was a Ford. It looks exactly like all the other Fords.
65 Chevelle. That was their first car together.
looks exactly like all the other Fords.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It
big
doesn't
old
look
piece of
any
shit.
different. So, anyways, interesting.
I wonder if they could remake that and then like shape it more aerodynamic and then put one of those newer like GT fucking 5.0s in it
I'm sure they could.
and make it fucking badass.
I'm sure they could. And other people have. There was a college group that created that. Oh, no, it was a regular car, but they created the engine that ran off of like recycled grease, like oil from restaurants.
Did they all end up dying in a horrific plane accident?
No.
Oh.
Why?
Because that's what kind of thing happens when you create something like that. And then
Anyways,
people are going to lose money. You
there was
get
a
off.
group, there was a group of engineering students. I can't remember what school
I
they
know
went
this.
to.
I wear a tracksuit.
Can't remember what school they went to, but they created an engine that ran off of recycled oil from, like, they would stop at restaurants and get all their
Wendy's,
old oil.
every Mexican
French fry
restaurant
oil, all that. And
Smells
they
good to
drove
drive
across
by.
the country just to prove that it would work, to show that there are better ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
That's a good idea. In 1941, that's pretty fucking awesome thinking, but I'm wondering if he thought of it because he didn't have the materials that he needed because he sold them all for
they
guns.
were going to be... I mean, maybe he knew that we were going to get into the war and we were going to be low on steel. And he's like, listen, we need to build car out of wheat.
Yeah.
And make it so that we don't die.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we don't have any steel, because that's being made into guns. And
Carnegie.
we can still employ the farmers in Kansas that grow all the wheat. So,
Carnegie Steel.
okay.
It's Irish steel. One of the guys that helped build America.
Again, TV. Everything you reference is TV. We've got to find him a hobby.
Horror movies. I do have a hobby.
No, you need another one.
Tracksuits.
Oh, Jesus.
Listen,
Bye.
Listen. Ow.